So, that's a big subject. Well, that's a deep subject. What's going on planet Earth? What's going on planet Earth? What is it with the United Kingdom? What is it with a lot of southern states that basically are trying to cripple the internet? They're trying to cripple the internet. They pretend like it's to protect children. We've got to protect our children. Now, what you're doing is you're going to make sure that this next generation of children growing up are going to be technologically incompetent. When it comes to technology, they're going to be morons. When it comes to technology, they're going to look at their phone and it's going to be covered with slobber, if they're ever allowed to own phones. State of Georgia really has clamped down on students and their phones. You say, well, you know, there's a distraction and some kids have mental disorders and blah, 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 blah. Here's the real reason they're doing it. They want your child to be an idiot. They want your child to be an idiot. From the UK to the state of Georgia, they want your child to be an idiot. They do not want your child to be able to hack into a drone when drones are attacking your neighborhood, your town, your community. They want to make sure nobody in that community will have the ability to hack into that drone network and cause those drones to fly into one another and shoot each other down. They don't want your child to have that ability. They want your child to be an idiot. They're putting vape detectors in Georgia schools. They want to make sure that your child does not know how to hack into the system and cause those vape detectors to, instead of smelling vape, to smell your teachers when they come into the bathroom with extreme body odor. They don't want extreme body odor teachers to come into the bathroom and the vape devices start going, da, da, stinky person, stinky person. They want your child to be technologically an idiot. They do not want your child to know how to do crap with your phone, their phone, anybody's phone. They want to keep phones away from children so children will not have a desire to design an app. They do not want your children to design apps. What they want you to do is to go back in time. Well, let's travel back in time. Let's travel back in time. They want your child to learn how to write in cursive. Because, you know, when you're under attack, it's so important to be able to write in cursive. They want to make sure, as they're setting up technology to be a Skynet, to be your enemy, to be your boss, to be your overlord, they want to make sure that children will not know how to fight that overlord. They want your children to be dumb as stumps. They're not taking phones away from children because phones are a distraction. Teachers can deal with that easily. If a child is misusing their phone in class, a teacher has the ability to simply take the phone away from the child without some goddamn law being passed by some goddamn idiot that traipses over to the WEF every time he has to take a fart. I gotta make sure my fart meets their approval. I gotta make sure my fart meets their approval. I can't fart in the WEF not approve of it. I just can't. I can't. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. They want your child to be an idiot. Now, back before World War II, Great Britain was afraid that their people were becoming too smart. The royal family became afraid that the citizens of the UK were becoming too smart. So they raised the price of books. They made sure the price of books got out of the reach of the ordinary person in Great Britain. That's what they did. They wanted they were afraid of smart people in Great Britain, and they wanted to make the people of Great Britain dumb. Because they were afraid of a literate workforce. They were afraid of a literate workforce. Germany, on the other hand, Germany They wanted their people to read. They wanted their people to learn. They wanted their people to advance. Now you may think, well, that's a bad thing, Chuck. Well, UK had it right. We should keep people dumb as stumps. Those brilliant Germans were dangerous. Those brilliant Germans were dangerous. Those brilliant Germans were trying to take up for Germany that had been treated like crap after World War I. The German people were treated like crap after World War I, and it was through literacy that they dug their way back. They dug their way back. And they were angry as hell. They had a reason to be angry as hell. And I'm not talking about the Jewish people. Don't distract with that garbage. After World War I, the German people were used as slaves. They were treated like garbage. And they had a reason to be angry. And they had a reason to want to learn. And they learned. If the UK had to fight World War II by itself, it would have lost because they intentionally made their children dumb as stumps. And now we're seeing it both in the UK again, and we're seeing it here in the United States. And the people, I guess, are already so brainwashed, they don't understand. We want our children to learn technology. We want our children to know technology. We want our children to be able to bring drones down from the sky and crash to the ground if that's necessary. We want them to know how to get into the system and break the system. That's what we want. We don't want our children to be dumb as stumps. Much thanks for watching. Chuck, you are dumb as a stump. Maybe I am, but I don't want to be. Much thanks for watching and listening. I do appreciate it.